Lovely. All right, just top of the mat when you're ready. We'll try to get into the breath. So maybe feet slightly apart. Think about standing up nice and tall. So think about the posture. So you might have the shoulders rolling back and down. You might think about switching the core muscles on a little. And then you might think about the feet, maybe spreading the toes, shifting the weight forwards and backwards, maybe into the toes, maybe back into the heels. And as you do, just think about if you need to switch on, or if you feel like muscles switch on as you maybe lean back slightly or shift forward slightly. And if you can, just to go back or forward slightly where you feel like your muscles have to switch on a little bit more, and just hold it there if you can. Maybe glutes are firing up, core as well. Think about the ribs lifting a little, chest lifting. And then just starting to find that nice strong breath. Keep the posture nice and strong as well if you can while you're breathing through. Thinking about that deep inhale. Really expanding the chest, expanding the ribs. And that nice long exhale as well. In and out through the nose if you can. Yeah, just trying to find a nice rhythm to the breath that we can use throughout our practice today. It's that inhale that will allow us to create some space and length in the body as we move through our postures. And then with that exhale, we might move into that space we've created, perhaps going a little further or softening the body a little where we need to. So we're going to try to keep moving throughout if we can. Lovely. Checking back in with that posture. Noticing what's switched on. And hopefully finding that rhythm to the breath, nice and strong, nice and steady. And if you're breathing in and out through the nose, that's going to help you to heat the body from the inside out. All right, we're going to dive in with our sun salutations today and do sort of a mini Ashtanga series today. Just keep it moving, keep it flowing, and lots of stretching out. All right, top of the mat when you're ready, opening the eyes. Think about that posture again, whether it's slightly back in the heels or slightly into the toes. And then when you're ready for your inhale, taking the hands all the way up to the sky. Think about going a little bit wider, opening the arms out nice and wide, looking up to the sky. And then soften the knees, exhale, fall to the floor. Drop the head, little lean into the toes at this point to stretch out the back of the legs. And then inhale, halfway lifts. You might come up a little bit higher, chest forward, heart forward, shoulders pull to the hips. Exhale, plant the hands and feet all the way back to plank. Shift forwards, look forwards, and then coming down. Use the knees if you need to. Taking the feet nice and wide. Think about lifting up for your upward facing dog. Just thinking about where that needs to be for you, with the hands out to the side, the front or back a bit. And then tucking the toes, coming into your tabletop maybe, and then set yourself up and into your down dog. All right, from here, just trying to stretch out. And you might want to feel a little more movement for your first downward facing dog, maybe pedaling out through the legs, bending the knees one at a time. You might press into those hands, so you just start to lengthen down the sides of down the arms and then down the sides of the body, so down the sides of the ribs, creating a little more length and space there. Maybe into the legs as well. So just stretching out the back of the legs, calves and hamstrings. Lovely. Nice steady breath. Maybe spread the toes, spread the fingers, and use the whole of the hands if you can. One more breath here. Lovely. Look forward, step the feet towards the front. That's halfway lift. Lovely. Exhale, folding down, drop the head. And inhale, coming all the way back up, reach up, lift up, open the chest, looking up to the sky, and exhale back to standing. All right, let's go again. Nice big inhale, reach up, lift up, maybe pressing back into the heels slightly. Exhale, reach and fold towards the floor, drop the head, a little lean into the toes, and then straighter legs if you can. Inhale, that nice halfway lift. And again, try pull the shoulders to the hips, engage the lat muscles. Well done, hands go down, feet all the way back. That nice strong plank. Look forwards if you can. And then coming down when you're ready, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog, your version. Think about melting the chest forward, ribs forwards. And exhale, downward facing dog. Well done, starting to feel that heat in the body. Just steady out the breath in your down dog. Well done, 5 breaths here. Lovely, 1. Nice, strong, straight arms. Press those hands away. 2, send the shoulders further away so you can broaden across the upper back. You're trying to spread your shoulder blades if you can. Good. 2. Nice, strong, straight legs. 3, maybe pull up through the kneecaps and then send those thighs back if you can. 4, heels go back, calves go back. And 5, lovely, look forward, step or jump the feet. And it's about halfway lift. Exhale, folding down, drop the head, straighter legs into those toes if you can. Inhale, reach up, lift up, coming all the way up, looking up to the sky. And exhale, back to standing. Lovely, let's get one more in. Nice big inhale, reach up, lift up. Open the chest, open those arms. And exhale, all the way down to the floor. Again, a little lean into the toes. Maybe a little squeeze of the outer hips. And inhale, halfway lift. Good, exhale, plant the hands, feet all the way back. So you want that nice strong plank. Keep looking forwards if you can. You want the shoulders rolling back and down and then lower to the floor. Feet wide, shoulders down the back. Lift the chest, lift the heart, ribs forwards. And exhale, tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Well done, feet nice and wide. Lovely, feel that heat in the body maybe building. Steady the breath. Lovely, 1. Just broaden across the upper back, so send the shoulders away from each other. Sometimes a little bend in the elbows helps. Good, 2, spread the fingers nice and wide, press the hands into the ground, send the shoulders away. 3, nice and strong into those legs. 4, try and find more length if you can into the back and the sides of the body. And 5, good, look forward, step or jump. Nice halfway lift. Exhale, folding down, drop the head, a little lean into the toes. And then when you're ready, coming all the way back up, reach up, lift up, engage those glutes, the core, look it up. And exhale, back to standing. Lovely. All right, let's go for B. We're going to do 2B. So when you're ready, bend the knees, sink nice and low and press back into those heels. Maybe take the hands up, go nice and wide with the hands, lift the chest. Lovely. Exhale, fold from here. Hands go down first, then lift the hips up so you get this deeper hamstring stretch. Nice, halfway lift. Again, try to pull the shoulders to the hips so you're engaging those lat muscles. Lovely. Plant the hands, feet back. More strong plank. Lovely. Shift forwards and down. Try and get those shoulders to roll back and down. And feet nice and wide. Inhale, upward facing dog. Chest forward, heart forwards, ribs forwards. Lovely. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we'll take the right foot forwards, coming into a warrior 1. Could just be a short stance, taking those arms all the way up to the sky, chest lifts, looking up as well. And when you're ready, exhale all the way down. Lovely, feet back. Inhale, upward facing dog, chest lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely, left foot forwards when you're ready. Nice short stance again, lift up, it'll help you square the hips, square the chest, the shoulders, looking up to the sky, lift the collarbones, and exhale when you're ready, all the way down. Nice. Shift forwards and down again, think about looking forwards as you come down. Inhale for your upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Well then, 5 breaths here, steady the breath, slow it down. Lovely, 1, 2, spread the fingers, pressing into the hands. 3, picking up the kneecaps, engage the thighs. 4, heels back, calves back. And 5, lovely, look forward, step or jump the feet. Nice halfway lift. Exhale, folding down, drop the head, straight to legs if you can. And then when you're ready, we're going to sink into that chair pose. So press back into the heels, bend the knees, take the arms up high, looking up as well. And exhale all the way back to standing. Lovely, let's get one more in. All right, when you're ready, bend the knees, sinking low, press back into the heels, get that chair pose in. Arms wide, chest lifts. And exhale, fall to the floor. Drop the head, lift the hips up, go for straight legs if you can, deeper stretch. Inhale, nice halfway lift, shoulders pull to the hips. And exhale, all the way into your plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulders pull down to the hips again. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely, right foot forwards, warrior one. Maybe go a little bit longer. Keep the hips square if you can, shoulders squared, and then lift the chest, lift the heart, looking up to the sky. Lovely, exhale all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, left foot forwards. Again, pushing to the right, into the front foot, press into that back heel as well. Square the hips, lift the chest, lift the collarbones, looking up. And exhale when you're ready, all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog, your version, maybe looking up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. 5 breaths. All right, rest in child's pose if you need to, or tabletop. Let's do our last one here. So last one, salutation. Good. So typically in Ashtanga, you might do 10. So you do 5A and 5B. If you were doing, that's like if you were doing your own practice. And then if you were doing a lead class, people do sort of 7 or 8. So they might do 4A, 4B, or 5A and then 3B. Just depends on time and things like that. But good to get the stamina going as well. Lovely. 3, try steady that breath. 4, hopefully feeling a little bit warmer. And 5, lovely. Look forward, step or jump. Nice halfway lift. Shoulders to the hips. Exhale, folding down, drop the head. And inhale, press into the feet, back into those heels if you can, coming into that chair pose, looking up. And exhale all the way back to standing. Lovely, well done. All right, we're going to our forward fold. So middle of the mat, feet are hip width apart. You're going to bend your knees first, because if we go down with straight legs, 1, it kind of locks the knees, and 2, your hips have to go back to do this with straight legs. And sometimes we forget to then adjust and send the hips forward. So bend your knees first. Think about sending those hips up, dropping the head down, so sit bones reaching up. Maybe grab the toes, or you can slide your hands underneath your feet, if you want to do the second one on Ashtanga. And then slowly start to try to straighten the legs. Come up a little bit higher if that helps you straighten the legs. But aim to go for those straight legs, because then you can really fire up the front of the thighs, which are naturally weaker than the hamstrings, and then we can properly stretch out the hamstrings. So especially if you're running, if you do a lot of running, really good to stretch out those hamstrings. Lovely. You might be able to see that your kneecaps are lifting. So have a little look here. Maybe look through the legs. After that, I can keep the head down. Shoulders nice and broad, working away from each other. And then relaxing the neck. Lovely. 2, so you can lean forward slightly into the toes. 3, maybe get a little squeeze of the outer hips towards each other. 4, nearly there. And 5, lovely. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, hands to the waist. Inhale, pushing into the feet and coming all the way back up to standing. Lovely. Go back to the front of the mat, and then we're going into our triangle pose. And you take a nice big step all the way out to the right, to the back of your mat, and turn your right foot towards the back. Lovely. Back heel is nice and parallel with the back of the mat, and then really press into that heel as well. Reaching forwards with your right hand, take that down towards the right shin or the knee or the ankle. Lovely. And then think about tucking it under with the tailbone. So often the right hip might go back and the left hip kind of follows. If you can, try to tuck under with the tailbone. So you're trying to square your hips a little bit more. Maybe trying to get an external rotation on that back hip. Maybe looking up to the sky, and then maybe taking that left hand up as well. Good. So you're aiming to draw that left shoulder back if you can. Maybe go a little bit lower from there. Sometimes we go too low, that left shoulder drops forward, so always better to come up a little bit higher. Nice. Press into that outside edge of the back left foot, so you can fire up that back. So you get that nice stretch down there, outside edge of that back hip. Feeling that leg fire up. Lovely. 3, Nice and open across the chest, maybe looking up to the thumb. 4. And 5. Lovely. Push into the front knee, coming all the way back up. And pivot round the other side. Left foot forwards. Lovely. When you're ready, coming down towards the front foot. Pushing into that shin, just to give you a little support. And again, fire at the back leg. So press into the outer back hip. Tuck under with the tailbone. Open the chest more. Lovely. Maybe taking that top hand up. Good. Looking up towards the top thumb, maybe. Keep pressing into the outside edge of that back foot. Lovely. 1. Nice deep breaths. 2. Maybe going a little bit lower. 3. Nice and strong into that front leg as well. 4. And 5. Lovely. Push into the front knee, coming all the way back up. Well done. Have a nice stretch out and then just take the feet back to the front. We're going to have a little go at doing a reverse version. You can grab a block if you've got a block to use for this. But if not, you can just kind of use your shins. So have your feet hip width apart and then take a step forward with the right foot, but just let the right foot go straight forwards. And then when you look down at your feet, you should have a diagonal line between the heels. Only gone nice and short on this one as well. It's going to allow us to twist a bit more. And then you're going to feel like you're pulling your right hip back. So pull the right hip back. Your chest's going to start to twist towards the right. And then you might reach your left hand forwards and down. Maybe get the fingers towards the floor. Maybe rest the hand on top of the right shin. Or if you've got a block, you might use a block there. And then start to open the chest on that right hip back. And then if it feels okay, you might even take your right hand up to the sky. But don't worry so much with the right hand. You can just have the hand on the lower back. And then keep pulling the right hip back. So you're trying to create length between your right shoulder and your right hip. So it's a little bit of a tricky one, this one. Quite an advanced one. Let's see how you get on. Maybe just feel like you get a little bit of a twist. Work the way you can. Lovely, well done. Nice deep breaths. Good. 3. Strong in that back leg as well. 4. And 5. Lovely, well done. Nice and slowly push into the front knee. Release and come all the way back up. Have a little shake out and we'll switch over other side. So left foot forwards this time. And again, you've got that diagonal line between the heels. And then when you're ready, coming forwards and down. Again, you might get fingertips down. You might use a block. Think about that left hip pulling back. And if you go higher, so if you have got a block, sometimes it does help you to just twist a little bit more if you're a bit higher. So when you're too low, it does stop you twisting and going a little deeper. Maybe looking up to the sky. Just go to where you can. Lovely. Nice and strong into the back legs. 1. 2. So you can keep pulling that left hip back. Try and find that twist. 3. Strong in the feet. 4. And 5. Well done. Release nice and slowly. Push into the front knee and bring it all the way back up. Good work. Well done. Have a little shake out. Always a good one for a stretch, but quite challenging. All right, let's go for a hip opener. So I'm going to take a nice big step all the way out to the right. Right foot towards the back of the mat, and then you sink down nice and low into those hips. So tucking under with the tailbone, sinking down nice and low, and then pressing down into the outside edge of the back foot. Lovely. Try get that little tuck under with the tailbone if you can. Nice. Let's try go for warrior 2 to start with. So arms wide. We'll turn the palms up to the sky to open the chest as well. So your ribs might lift once you open the palms. Maybe sinking a little bit lower. Yeah, nice. Well done. From here, drop your elbow down to the floor or to the, can go to the floor with the elbow, but that's quite low. You can take your hand to the floor or you can drop your elbow to your thigh. And then think about that left arm going all the way up and over the top of the head. Yeah, nice. Straight arm if you can, but soften into that top shoulder as well. Maybe looking up to the sky. Nice deep breaths. Well done. Strong into those feet. Good. 2. Open the chest, get that nice stretch. 3. 4. Maybe looking up to the top hand. And 5, well done. Push into the front knee, coming all the way back up. Lovely. Pivot round. Excellent. Left foot down, sinking down nice and low. Let's go for warrior 2 again. So open out nice and wide, palms up. Lift the chest, lift the ribs. Soften into the shoulders. Imagine somebody pulling both hands at the same time. Lovely, well done. Good. Sink a little bit lower. Nice. Keep tucking under with the tailbone. It's going to help you to open the hips. And then dropping that elbow down. So left elbow to the thigh, or you take the hand to the floor. Then try taking that top arm up and over. Lovely. Keep nice and strong. Tucking it under more. That might help you open the hips, but also open the chest. Drawing that top arm back, shoulders down. Maybe looking up to the sky. Well done. Hold it here. Maybe work the left knee out slightly. Good. Well done. Nice. 3. Nice deep breath, strong into the outer edge of that back heel. 4. And 5. Lovely. When you're ready, coming all the way back up. And then nice big step all the way back to the front. Shake it out. Lovely, well done. All right, we're going to have a little go with our twist for this one. So a little bit more challenging to do, but if you take your right foot forwards and then drop your back knee down to the floor, and you're trying to create a nice right angle with your front leg. You can use a block for this one again, or don't worry, you can always just get the twist over. And then if you can, just think about sinking the right hip down slightly. So lean forwards over that right thigh and then sink your right hip down. Then you're going to try to scoop your left arm over the top of your right thigh. So the left arm's a little bit harder, right hand should be easier to get over the top. Yeah, well done. All right, so you might get fingertips to the floor. If you have, then you've got another bit of contact on the ground, a little bit easier to hold the balance. If you haven't, don't worry, just hook that elbow over and you're going to keep the hip nice and low and stay here. If you want to go a little further and you have got those hands over, or you've got a block, that also helps. And then you're going to try to pick up your back knee. So very slowly, keep the hip down. So when you pick up the back knee, there'll be a temptation to send that right hip high, but if you can, try to keep it low. Well done. It's quite a tricky one to do. We're trying to bring those left ribs over the top of the right thigh. Do what you can on this one. Well done. Nice deep breaths. Good. 1. Pushing back into that heel if the back leg is straight. 2. Keep sinking the right hip down if you can. 3. Lovely. Deep breaths. It's harder to breathe in this one, but do what you can. 4. And 5. Lovely, well done. Drop the left knee down. Just release the hands forwards. We'll get a nice stretch out here. So just straighten that right leg. Maybe walk the hands back to help you. And you can sink back and down into it. Maybe get a bit of a fold. Stretch out the hamstring. Deep breaths. Well done. 1 more. Lovely, well done. Bending that front knee when you're ready. Coming back up. Let's switch over. Left side. All right, so left foot forwards. I'll spin around. You're going to try and take the hands over the top again. Sink the hips down first. So sink into those hips. Maybe get that right arm over the top. That's the tricky bit. Just go to where you can. You don't need to get the hand to the floor, but just go to where you can. And then maybe getting your left hand over as well. And if you do get one hand down or 2 hands, you've got a little more balance. Keep that left hip down if you can. And then try to straighten your back leg. Keep the hips down. Yeah, good, well done. Tricky bit is hooking that right arm or right shoulder over the outside of the left knee. So to start with, sometimes it's just the lower part of the arm over the front of the leg. And then eventually you get the shoulder right over the top. Eventually you scoop the ribs over. Some teachers talk about scooping your kidneys and your liver over the top and all your other internal organs. It feels a little bit strange to think of it like that, but you're trying to scoop everything over the top. Hold it and hold it here. Good. 3, straight back leg if you can. 4, drop the hips down nice and low. Almost trying to think like you're doing splits almost, because you want to get low in the hips. That helps you twist more. 4, well, it makes it harder, but you can keep low. And 5, lovely, well done. Drop the back knee down. Let's stretch it out. So release your hands. Get back to center and then slowly start to straighten that front leg. Might be just on the front heel. Maybe walk those hands back. Maybe straighten that front leg and then maybe go for a fold. Do what you can on this one. Nice deep breaths, but try to stretch the hamstring by trying to engage the front thigh on that left side. Lovely. One more breath. Good work, well done. Nice and slowly, you can bring that front foot forwards, press your hands down either side of the front foot, pick up the hips, step your left foot back. Lovely, shift forwards and down. Inhale for your upward facing dog, your version. Melt the chest, ribs, heart forwards, looking up maybe. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, from here, I'm going to try to walk the feet back in, or you can stack or jump the feet forwards. And they're just coming into that nice halfway lift. As you come into that halfway lift, think about sending your shoulders to the hips so they're going to actively pull. Chest forwards. Exhale, folding down. Go for your forward fold here, straight legs, get an extra breath. Squeeze those outer hips towards each other. Think about straightening the legs, a little lean into the toes. Well done, take a breath here. Well done. Nice and slowly, pushing into the feet. Either roll up, lift up, stretch up. And exhale all the way back to standing. Yeah, good work. All right, we're going to have a little go at doing some balancing as well. Have a little go with our hip opener. So for this one, you'll shift the weight into your left leg and take your right ankle across the top of your left thigh. Try and get this sort of almost like a tree pose shape, but you want the ankle across the top. Flex the foot so it stays in position. And then bend your left leg. And if you want to go a little bit further, you might work your hands towards the floor. You should get a bit of a stretch down the outer hip. If you're a little worried about getting to the floor, because it does feel like it's a really long way away when you start to bend, you can use a block so you don't have to get the hand all the way down. Or you can even use the wall, so you actually lean your buttocks against the wall, and then you can slide down the wall. So you can always lean back. You know that you can lean back if you use the wall. Yeah, do what you can. Well done. If you manage to bend, fold down, maybe drop the hands down, you can then start to straighten the leg if it feels okay. Keep the foot flexed. Eventually this right foot is half lotus. You end up working your right hand around your back and grabbing hold of the toe. And you don't need to worry about that. I'm just trying to get that hip stretch. Well done. Nice deep breaths. 3, 4, little lean into the front toes if you've got straight leg. And 5, lovely. Nice and slowly soften into that left knee again, and then slowly coming up so you can come all the way up without releasing the leg, and then release the leg at the top. Lovely. All right, still build strength as we're going up and going down. Let's switch over, left side. Weight into that right leg, left foot comes across, ankle across the top, flex the foot. Then bend that standing leg, go nice and low, almost like a bit of a squat position. Sometimes you might get that open, you might feel that hip stretch low, and then maybe getting those fingertips towards the floor. Well done, do what you can. Keep that foot flexed the whole time, so you keep the hip strong. Maybe straighten that right leg, dropping the head down. If you do go for straight leg, leaning into the toes a little. Try to fire up that right thigh. Well done. So a little resistance then, right thigh fires up, left ankle pressing in. Good work. Hold it there. Good hamstring stretch. Nice deep breaths. Lovely. 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Nice and slowly, bend in the knee, and then slowly taking your time, coming back up to standing. Lovely. Release the left leg when you're ready and shake it out. Good stuff. All right, we're going to work our way down towards the floor. We'll try and get some hip openers in there as well. We'll stand my mat up, and then we'll come through calf closing sequencing as well. So top of the mat when you're ready. All right, inhale, reach up, lift up, maybe press back into those heels. Exhale, reach and fall towards the floor, drop the head. Little lean into the toes. Inhale, lift the chest. As you do, send your shoulders to the hips, engage those lats. Nice. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back to plank. Look forwards, and then coming down, elbows in. Lovely. Inhale for your upward facing dog, chest forward, heart forwards. And exhale, tuck the toes, pushing up and back. Down dog. Well done. Hold it here. Nice steady breath. Stretching out through the back. Keep the shoulders lifted. Well done. One more breath. Nice, well done. When you're ready, coming back through to seated or through to seated. Haven't done seated yet. And then all the way through when you're ready. Yay, good work. All right. From here, we'll try to get a nice forward fold or try and do it with our hips as well. So bring your feet in, knees drop out, so butterfly pose. And then you can lean forwards. You might think about squeezing the outer hips towards each other. You might think about dropping the elbows onto your shins or your calves. Maybe use the weights of the elbows, the arms to press down a little. You might have the outside edges of the feet pushing together or down. Just feel a little bit of activation and engagement into the legs, the hips. Well done. And then hold that there. So a little bit of engagement. Maybe going a little bit further with that exhale. Just noticing where it feels tight in the hips. So it can be outside of the hips. It can be the inside, into the groin area, maybe down the inner thighs. Maybe feeling it a little bit to the outside of the hamstrings. But just notice where you feel it, where it feels tight. Good, nice deep breaths. 3 more. Lovely. 2 more. So then last one. Lovely. Inhale, lift, look forwards. And then exhale, nice and slowly, you might just slide your heels forward, take your feet a little bit wider. So you're on the outside edges of the feet. And then again, we're going to come forward. So this one's a little bit of a tighter hip one. It might be, it might not be, but I feel like everything is on fire when I do this one. And it should be like the outside of the calves. You might get it to the outside of the knee even, and you might get it to the outside of the hamstrings. Or you might be feeling the inner hips or maybe even outer hips. But just think about where you feel. And then also you can try a little bit of engagement. So it's almost like you're trying to push your heels forwards, but they're not necessarily going anywhere because you want to push them down and forwards. You just feel like everything's being a little more active. And then you can even squeeze your outer hips towards each other. So you switch the outer hips on. That might help you to round your back a little bit more. So you stretch the back as well. Well done. Do what you can in this one. Maybe going further forwards with the chest, with the heart to try to deepen the stretch. Good. 1, nice deep breaths. Going that little bit further with the exhale. 2. Good. 3, just noticing where you feel that tension, that tightness. Good. 2 more. 4, maybe still feeling that engagement, or maybe it's lessened a little. You might want to switch it back on. And 5, lovely. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, nice and slowly release. So hold on, bring the knees in. Have a little shake out with the legs. Yeah, good work. All right, we'll try and get a little bit of a chest lift here. So you're going to take your feet a little bit wider, hip width apart, and then take your hands back. You can either have your fingertips facing out, or you can turn your fingertips so they're facing towards your feet. And then before you lift up, just think about squeezing your shoulder blades together a little. And then so you're going to lift the chest, lift the heart, maybe even looking up to the sky as well. And then when you're ready, you're going to try to lift the hips up as well. Maybe straight legs, lifting the chest up nice and high, looking up to the sky and holding here, straight arms. Lovely. 1, nice steady breath. 2, keep lifting the chest. 3, maybe squeeze the glutes. 4, maybe squeeze those or roll the thighs in. 4, last one. And 5. Lovely. Lower all the way back down. Good work. We're going to cross the feet. So we'll get a vinyasa here. And then we'll come through for our closing sequence. Hands down. Taking your feet back when you're ready. Coming into that up dog when you're ready. Chest forwards, ribs forwards, looking up. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Lovely, well done. And coming through to seated when you're ready. Excellent. All right, from here, we're going to roll down to the back. So take it nice and slowly, rolling down. We're going to do a little bit of core work here. Always good to strengthen the front of the body. Helps to look after the back. All right, so hands on the back of the head when you're ready. You're going to bring your feet in a little bit closer, like you're doing bridge. And then keep the feet hip width apart. Keep the head and the chest lifted. And then from there, you're just going to take both hands out in front to either side of the thighs or the knees. And then see if you can hold this here for 5. Try to tuck your tailbone more to feel this one. So really tuck the tailbone under. Lovely. 5, 4, 3. Maybe feel the front of the body kicking in. We've got those deeper core muscles working as well. So just below the ribs. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. You can even clasp your hands together if you want to here. I'm going to keep lifted and hold this here for another 5. Good. 4, 3. Keep breathing through. 2. Tuck the tailbone more. And 1. Well done. Back to center. Hands out either side of the thighs. Hold it there for 5. 4. Make sure the front of the body is working. 3. Middle of that back is pressing down. 2. And 1. Well done. Take your right hand over to your left hand. Maybe clasp the hands, the fingers. Hold it there. Last 5. Good. 5, 4. Get some of those oblique muscles working on these ones as well. 3. Get in the sides. 2. And 1. Well done. Exhale. Release the head and the chest down. Shoulders down. Take a breath. And if you want, you to send the hands up and over the top of the head. Just relax the shoulders, maybe lift the chest. You might even feel like your mid-back lift off the ground as well. That's just going to allow you to stretch out the front of the body. So after that compression, that core work, we'll just stretch out the front. Nice deep breath. Good work. All right, let's go for our bridge. So we're going to keep our head and shoulders down. You can keep the hands above the head if you want a little bit more of a challenge. Bring your feet in closer towards you, but keep them hip width apart. Press down into the feet, tuck the tailbone and just peel the lower back off the ground, just an inch or so. And then you're going to hold that there for 5. 4, keep tuck of the tailbone if you can. 3, 2, and 1. Go a little bit higher if you can. So just another inch or so. Still feels like you're trying to peel your back off the ground. Maybe it's your mid-back peeling off the ground now. Press the inner heels down more than the rest of the feet. And hold that again there for 5. Get a good stretch of the thighs. 4, 3. Squeeze the glutes if you can. Glute bridge. Good. 2. And 1, go higher again, lift it up, squeeze those glutes, hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Exhale, release it down. Take a breath. Maybe stretch those legs out and away from you. Get that nice full body stretch with the hands up and over, stretching down to those toes. Well done, everyone. We're going to try have a little go at an inversion. So it's up to you. You can go for feet up the wall. You might bring the knees in. You might take the hands down so they're by the hips. Plant the hands into the ground. Maybe take the feet over the top of the head and go for a half shoulder stand or a full shoulder stand. Just work to where you're at. Maybe go towards headstand. Think about where you're working. Lovely. Half shoulder stand's always a little bit easier because you can really just use the elbows a lot more. You take the pressure off the neck, you're more on the upper back rather than the shoulders. And then as you start to straighten up and send those toes towards the ceiling, you can then get onto the shoulders a little bit more. So just do what you can. Nice deep breaths. Well done. Hold it there. We'll try 5 breaths here, wherever you're at. Maybe engage the glutes, maybe send the feet up high, maybe trying to touch the ceiling. Well done. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Nice and slowly, just starting to lower down. Taking your time to come down nice and slowly. Maybe rolling down if you're in shoulder stand, or just coming into child's pose from your headstand. Lovely. We'll get that nice big full body stretch out again. Maybe stretching through the feet, through the arms, through the fingers. Well done, everyone. And then it's up to you. You can rock up to seated and then work through another vinyasa, or you get yourself ready for Shavasana. We'll do a relaxation. And then into your Shavasana when you're ready. Just taking the feet nice and wide. Maybe taking the arms out to the side by the hips. Palms facing up. Maybe tucking the chin, closing the eyes. And just allowing yourself to relax the body, relax the breath. Almost like you're letting go of the breath and just allowing it to return to a more natural rhythm. Its own time. Maybe just allowing your feet to relax, your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs. Allowing your hips, your pelvis to feel open, to feel heavy, and sinking into the earth. As you allow your belly to relax, your lower back, your mid back. Allowing the shoulders to feel heavy, to sink down. You soften the face, the jaw, cheekbones. And allowing the skin across the forehead to soften, broaden. Let your eyes roll back and down. And relaxing your tongue. As you let go of the breath, let go of the body, and let go of the mind. Slowly, just starting to think about bringing a little awareness back to the breath, back to the body. Just feeling a little movement into your fingers, your toes. Maybe enjoying a nice big stretch up and over with the arms, through the hands, maybe all the way down to the toes. Just whatever stretch you need. Nice and slowly, just starting to maybe pull the knees in and have a little hug in, and just ease out the lower back, stretch out below. Slowly, maybe coming over to one side. Just taking a nice breath here. Now when you're ready, just coming back up to seated. Good work. And maybe taking the hands to heart center, maybe keeping the eyes closed. And just take a moment, check in with your body, with your mind, notice how you feel. Hopefully good. Well done, everybody. Namaste. Good work. Well done. Thanks for joining today. I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of a tough one today. Good work.
Yeah, thanks, Emma. It did feel tough because I've not done it for a few weeks. So.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Cheers.
No worries. We'll see you soon. See you later.
Thank you.